The night Elias Thorn decided to bury his last poem in the wall of Café Vesuvio was the coldest October evening San Francisco had seen in years. The fog clung to the streets like a mourner's shroud, and the neon signs of North Beach flickered weakly against the gloom. Elias, once hailed as the voice of a broken generation, now sat alone in the cafe's darkest corner, his once elegant fingers stained with ink and cheap whiskey. His latest manuscript had been rejected, not just rejected, but mocked by the same publisher who had once championed him. "Your work lacks modern relevance," the letter had sneered. That night, he wrote The Wall's Confession, a poem so raw, so unflinching in its despair that he knew no one would ever publish it. Instead of sending it out into the world to be ignored, he did something drastic. With a trembling hand, he pried loose a section of Vesuvio's aging wallpaper just beside the old Wurlitzer jukebox and slipped the folded poem deep into the wall's belly. "Let the rats have it," he muttered, before vanishing into the night. He was never seen again. For 50 years, the poem lay undisturbed. Café Vesuvio thrived, becoming a haven for the Beat generation. Jack Kerouac drank himself into legend at its bar. Allen Ginsberg debated philosophy in its booths. But none of them knew that just inches away, hidden behind layers of plaster and time, a forgotten masterpiece was slowly fading. Meanwhile, Elias Thorn became a ghost story. Some said he'd fled to Mexico. Others whispered he'd thrown himself into the bay. A few aging booksellers kept his works in dusty corners, but to most, he was just another casualty of a fickle literary world. Miguel Rivera wasn't a poet. He was a construction worker, a man who spent his days tearing down old walls and building new ones. But when his crowbar hit something brittle behind Vesuvio's crumbling plaster, his life changed forever. There, wedged between the beams, was a yellowed sheet of paper, its edges crumbling like autumn leaves. He carefully unfolded it and saw the faded ink. "I am the echo no one hears, the name erased by passing years. Bury me deep, let time be kind, or let the world stay blind." At the bottom, a signature, E. Thorn, October 1955. Miguel didn't know much about poetry, but he knew this was something important. He took the poem to Dr. Lillian Graves, a literature professor at UC Berkeley. When she read it, her hands shook. "My God," she whispered. "This is a lost Elias Thorn." The discovery sent shockwaves through the literary world. Scholars called it the most haunting American poem of the 20th century. Newspapers ran headlines, "Lost masterpiece found in Café Wall." Elias Thorn's final words resurface after 50 years. Suddenly, Thorn's out-of-print books were reprinted. A documentary crew descended on Vesuvio. Tourists came to touch the wall where the poem had been hidden. But the mystery only deepened. Why hide it? Was it despair? Or did Thorn intend for it to be found? What happened to him? A faded letter in a Mexico City archive suggested he'd fled there, but no one knew for sure. Were there more? Rumors spread of other lost Thorn poems, hidden in North Beach's walls. Today, Vesuvio's wall bears a small plaque. Here lay lost words, now found. Elias Thorn, 1955-inch. Some say that on quiet nights, if you press your ear to the wall, you can still hear the faint scratch of a pen. As for Miguel, he never sought fame. But sometimes, when the cafe is empty, he sits in that corner booth and reads the poem aloud, just to remind the walls that some secrets aren't meant to stay buried forever.